What you do is you throw the wood in a backspin motion. So you go like this, and it falls this way instead of that way. So backspin, backspin. Today on In the Wood Yard, I got someone that wants my wood. So I'm gonna give it to him. It's a delivery. Here we go. So this is a face cord of maple behind me. And there's my truck. It is waiting to receive its load. I got a call during the middle of the day today because I didn't have any deliveries scheduled for today, and I was in the office working. I got a call from a guy that was a referral, and he's about 40 miles south of me, and he said that he had just bought some wood, and he said it was the worst wood he ever got. He said it was rotten, wet, spongy, falling apart. He said little bitty pieces, great big huge pieces. He said it was just terrible. And so he was talking to a guy that he works with, and the guy that he works with said, "Hey, you got to call Chris. I didn't even know you burned wood at home." He said, "Well, I have a fireplace." And so this other guy says to him, he says, "You need to call Chris." He said he does charge for delivery because he's coming from Appleton, and it's like a 40-mile drive, so you're going to pay for delivery, but it'll be worth it. And that's what the guy told me. And he said, "So I have high expectations." I said, "Don't worry." I said, "I have good wood." So we talked about it, and he said it's just for a fireplace. And he said, "I'm not heating with it." He said, "What do you suggest?" He says, "Because I don't really know what I need even." Because he said, "I'm not familiar with wood." I said, "Well," I told him, "I've got hickory, I've got oak, I've got ash, I've got maple, I've got locust, I've got cherry." I said, "Any one of those would be good." I said, "And I also have softwood, I have pine." But I said, "That does snap and pop and crack a lot." And I said, "Sometimes people in their house don't like pine because you can get sparks that fly out." He said, "Yeah," he says, "I guess hardwood would be better." And he said, "What kind would you recommend?" And I said, "Well, I happen to have maple that is awesome right now that I would recommend because I want to sell the maple because I want to clear this out." And I've been doing a good job because where the truck is parked, this all used to be wood. So basically from right here all the way back, this was all wood. So I've sold all this just in the last, I don't know, week and a half or so. So I'm going to sell this one, get these pallets out of here. And I'm going to start working on these because I want to eventually put my plan is to put a shelter right in this area where the truck is sitting for the tractor, because it'll be right up by my building there. And I can run a cord out here, so if I want to plug my heater in the tractor in the winter. Plus it'll be great for when I'm doing snow plowing in the driveway. I can just go right out that way. So it'll be right close to the building, which would be great. So I'm going to load this up right now, and I'm going to go for a long drive to go deliver this. So that's what's going to happen. Here we go. It's chucking time. So before I start chucking, I just thought I should talk about something. A guy asked me on my channel a while ago. He thought my truck was new, and no, it is not new. This truck is a 2015. I bought it brand new. It now has 181,000 miles on it, I think. And he said, "It looks new." He said, "It looks like it's in really good shape." And I said, "Well, I do haul wood with it several days a week, pretty much year round." And he said, "How in the heck is your bed looking so good?" I said, "Well, it is dented up. I do have some dents, as you can see on the wheel well right there. And there's some dents on this one over here too. But this part, I got just a dent right here. Not too bad. There's a few gouges in here where wood is hit. But there's a key to loading wood so that you don't dent up your bed. You don't just throw it in from a mile away. You don't throw it over the side. I always go from the back. And what I do is my first few pieces that I throw in, I slide into the truck. And then I aim for the next piece to hit that piece. So what I do is I'm creating basically a barrier, but by throwing it in nice and easy like this, I'm not throwing it from a mile away, and I'm just kind of sliding it in. So once I get, maybe a 10 dozen pieces in there like this, I kind of throw them in, and then I start throwing the wood at the wood. Look at that. So I just try to aim for the wood. And that way you're not hitting the sides, or you're not bouncing it off the bottom, denting it. So just kind of throw it on the wood, let the wood that's on the bottom absorb a whole bunch of the impact like that, and like this. So I just throw it at it. And then when I get to where it starts to get a little higher and I don't want to hit the back window, because everybody thinks that if you throw firewood into a truck, you're going to break the back window. But like I said before, I've never broke a window in 50 years of chucking wood. Neither is my dad, either my brothers. What you do is you throw the wood in a backspin motion. So you go like this, and it falls this way instead of that way. So backspin, backspin. Remember that. It's a key. We're going to start chucking now. So and then once I get a base built up, then I can start grabbing armfuls too. So I try to do like the claw or like a grapple. I try to roll it on my arms like this. And so I get a bunch at a time. And I just throw it in, and again, I aim at the wood that's already there. So kind of just roll the pieces together like this, best you can. Grab 4, 5, 6 at a time. Chuck it in, and then do the same thing again. So you can grab armfuls while you can stand upright. And I just kind of do like a twister motion, and I don't throw it. I kind of roll it in like this. So kind of grab it and roll it in, and then grab it. Roll it in. So it's kind of a gentle toss. I'm not heaving it from a mile away. And of course, when you start to build it up and you do get close to the window, you want to be careful with your aim that you're not going to have pieces rolling and hitting the window. You just kind of, every single piece you throw, you got to kind of aim. And I guess maybe you got to be like a pitcher in baseball. You got to throw strikes every time. You don't want any foul balls randomly shooting off to the side and damaging something. So that's kind of how I do it. I just grab armfuls and throw it in. And I generally can load a face cord in about 6 minutes if I go fast, which is not, this is not fast. This is what fast looks like when I go like this. I just kind of grab like this, and I throw, and I grab, and I throw, and I grab, roll it on my arm, throw it, kind of pull it towards me, roll it on my arm, throw it in. And if I go fast when I'm chucking, I just grab 2 at a time, and I do the side-to-side sweep like this. So I don't know, this is not that complicated. I don't know if this is even interesting to you guys, but it's what I do. Yeah, I just kind of grab them and chuck them. So there you go, that's how I do it. Now I'm going to speed it up. Another thing of beauty that I have created, a load of nice dry maple, no broken windows, and it is ready to go to its new home. And the area that I'm opening up for my tractor storage area is opening up nicely. So I'll be able to put it somewhere right about in here, and it can go over to the tree and then back. So I want to get a big enough area so I can get a decent enough size shelter that I can put it right here. So that is the plan. So I'll just keep selling this, and as I open up area, and then hopefully sometime this late fall yet, I can get my shelter up before the ground freezes. So that's the plan. So now we're gonna go for a road trip that way, and we're gonna go deliver some wood. I'm on the road going to do this delivery now. It's kind of towards the end of the day, so traffic is crazy because it's rush hour, and there's people driving like maniacs, because they are. And I thought of something to talk about while I'm on the way here, something that has come up actually just pretty recently. Somebody asked me about, somebody wanted to know about how come I do not mulch or chip up, all the refuse that I get from the firewood as I'm cutting and splitting. And, I get a lot of bark, I get a lot of sawdust, I get a lot of branches, a lot of stuff like that could be processed into product to sell. I could make mulch, I could save all the sawdust and I could sell that. I could bag it and sell it probably. I could probably sell a lot of my little splinters for kindling, a lot of that kind of stuff. And I just do not have time. And when people suggest that I do more work, I'm like, I'm already doing all I can. And an old saying comes up in my mind that I've heard several times. I don't know if it's an Indian saying or Native American saying or where it comes from, but he who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. So I'm staying on task with firewood. I'm just trying to make sure that I cut, split, stack as much wood as I can, sell as much wood as I can, and just keep producing the firewood like I have been. Someday, if I get more machinery or if I stop doing some of my other jobs, maybe I'll get into doing, you know, more of processing of some of the other materials, the sawdust and the bark and the chips and splinters for kindling and bagging that. I just do not have time right now. So I don't want to lose sight of where the money actually comes from and where the sales actually are. It's in the firewood. That's kind of what I've, you know, built my business to be, as selling, I wouldn't say bulk firewood, but I'm not selling bundles. I'm selling medium-sized quantities. I'm not selling semi-loads full like some people do in big cities and then somebody resells it. You know, I'm not producing that kind of quantity, but I'm specializing in selling third of a cord face cords, or full cords, or multiple full cords to people over and over and over many times. So that's kind of my business, and I've got 250, 300 customers I sell to on a fairly regular basis. I lose a few, gain a few every year. And that's kind of what I'm kind of concentrating on. So we're gonna go deliver this wood now. I am leaving my delivery we saw me just do. We had lots of helpers. There was 5 little kids there running circles around us grabbing that wood, so we had a lot of help. That's pretty awesome. We got it all done and it's all stacked. I backed right into the garage and we put it right into his rack, and a good friend of his is a customer that lives right over here. That's how I got the referral. So he was very happy to finally have dry wood. He said he had some really bad wet stuff that he couldn't get to burn, and then his buddy who I sell to told him, "You got to call Chris." So he says, definitely, we burn a lot of wood. He said we go through several cords a year, and he said he'd be calling me back. So that's a great thing. So it's delivered, and that is the end of the day. Now I got to drive home. So thanks for being here, people. Go ahead and hit the buttons. You know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tomorrow I'll be back in the wood yard. You should come on back. It'll be fun. We're going to do some more work. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. Say goodnight to Irene.